In today's lesson, we're going to go through quite a niche area of biology, but it's also a very fresh and new, very modern area of biology in that it's a current treatment that's really undergoing a lot of research so that it can be actually used to fix one of the world's biggest problems, which is cancer. Okay, and the name of this treatment is called monoclonal antibodies. Okay, it's a specific kind of antibody. Pause the video here and have a go at the three quick questions. So question one's asking, what pathogen causes AIDS and what cell of the body does it target? We haven't really studied AIDS. We're actually going to study that in the next topic. But AIDS is caused by a virus. Okay, and this virus, this specific virus called the HI, human immunodeficiency V, which stands for virus, it attacks your T helper cells, right, or the TH cells. Okay. So question two asks, Timmy suffered from type 1 diabetes in which his own immune system attacks the beta cells in the pancreas and thus inhibits the normal production of glucose, regulating hormones. What is the term which describes disorders such as type 1 diabetes? These are called the autoimmune disorders. We'll also talk about that next time a little bit more, but pretty much immune, obviously immune system, auto is self. Okay, it means that your immune system is attacking itself. Okay, his own immune system is attacking the cells, his beta cells in the pancreas. What are the inputs and outputs of the two stages of photosynthesis? Very important question, and it feels like a century we did it. All right, so what are the two stages first? We have the first stage is this light dependent stage, and the second stage is the light independent, which is also called the Kelvin cycle. Okay, what are the inputs of the light dependent stage? Well, we have an input of solar energy, light, let's call it light energy because if you look in our biology class, it's just full of grow lights, so light energy. And this light energy, it's going to be used to break down some water molecules. So we're going to have an input of water, right? That input of water, because it's going to get broken down by light, is going to make an output of oxygen, right? And that output of oxygen is going to provide for the light independent stage two things. It's going to provide ATP, and it's going to provide NADPH molecules. Okay, the light independent stage is going to use those two loaded coenzymes, and it's going to output ADP, and it's going to output NADP plus. Okay, but there's also other important inputs and output of the light independent stage. We're trying to produce some glucose here, right? So if we're trying to produce glucose, we're going to need some carbon dioxide. And because we're getting carbon dioxide to produce glucose, let's produce some glucose as an output C6H12O6. You also might remember that as an extra little output, we're going to have some water coming out of the light independent stage. Let's add some numbers here. Let's think about our equation, okay? You've only got one glucose molecule, all right? But because we've got 6 carbons in that glucose molecule, that means we're going to need 6 carbon dioxide molecules inputting, okay? Those 6 carbon dioxide molecules are going to provide a lot of the stuff that we're going to get in the glucose, but we're also going to need hydrogens being input, which because we have both hydrogens in the glucose molecule and these water molecules, all right? And the amount of water that we're going to have to input at the very start is 12 water molecules to fulfill those hydrogens, okay? Out of those 12 water molecules, All 12 of those water molecules are going to join together to become 6 oxygen molecules, by the way. That's all you need to know for the input and outputs of photosynthesis. All right, so what we're going to talk about today, it's going to take 2 seconds, but it's all about the use of these monoclonal antibodies in treating cancer. Cancer is a big problem, and we want to try to treat it. Okay, so older cancer treatments, although very effective at killing tumor cells, they actually have a tendency to also destroy healthy body cells. Okay, they're really bad at just targeting the tumor cells. And there's 2 kinds of old cancer treatments called radiotherapy and chemotherapy, which you might have heard of, and they work very much like this, where we actually just whack the crap out of the patient, hoping that every time that we punch them, we kill some cancer cells. But guess what? By just whacking the crap out of our patients, we're going to end up killing a lot of healthy body cells as well. And that's not good. Alright, so this new class of drug called monoclonal antibody, which is also called MABs, they're specifically designed to target the tumor cell markers on the surface of cancer cells, okay? So how do we do that? We do that by providing this treatment for cancer by having a monoclonal antibody, okay? And why are these monoclonal antibodies good at doing this? Because if we think about antibody structure, which looks like this, what do we have here on the antibody? We're going to have a very specific receptor. So if we make that receptor a receptor for cancer cells, then we're now going to have this monoclonal antibody that's going to be able to specifically target this cancer cell. So how do these monoclonal antibodies take some action, okay? They're going to just directly target cancer tissue, and by directly targeting cancer tissue, we can then go and deliver treatment. But not only are we delivering treatment, but we're delivering treatment directly to the cancer cell. All right. So this treatment, it can look in different ways. All right? We have treatments that are radioactive treatments. Okay, that's like radiotherapy. All right. We can also have chemotherapy treatments like this immunotoxin. So we're just going to directly kill that cancer cell. And then we have lots of different treatments. Do you have to know these? No. No, do not learn the specific treatments. You just have to know that now we are specifically targeting the cancer cell.